You know the feeling. It is 3 a.m., the blue light of your phone screen casts a sickly, ghostly pallor over your face, and you are staring at nothing. Not because you are busy. Not because you are working. But because you are actively, deliberately, choosing to bleed out your hours. You scroll through the same feeds, tap on the same empty digital spaces, and watch the clock tick forward with a rhythmic, mocking indifference. You are not just wasting time, you are holding it hostage. You are the kidnapper and the victim in a silent, suffocating room of your own design. Deep down, behind the exhaustion and the heavy eyelids, you know exactly why you are doing this. It is not procrastination. It is a slow, agonizing act of penance. You are punishing yourself for the version of you that failed, for the mistakes that still wake you up in a cold sweat, and for the life you feel you no longer deserve to cure it. You have become a thief of your own life, stealing the tomorrow you fear because you cannot bear the shadow of the yesterday you cannot forgive. It is a quiet war, fought entirely within the confines of your skull. To the outside world, you are merely tired, perhaps a bit scattered or unmotivated. They see a person who is struggling to get out of bed, someone who misses deadlines and forgets to respond to messages, someone who seems to have lost their grip on the momentum of adult life. They offer you standard advice: sleep more, drink water, make a list, set a timer. They do not understand that the problem is not a lack of structure, the problem is the heavy, suffocating weight of self-loathing that makes every task feel like moving through wet concrete. You wake up with the intent to change, to be productive, to finally start the project that has been gathering digital dust for months. But as soon as you sit down, the ghost of your past mistake manifests in the corner of your vision. It whispers that your effort is futile, that you are destined to stumble again, and that it would be safer, quieter, and more honest to simply stay still. So, you retreat. You retreat into the screen, into the numbing comfort of endless content, into the hollow safety of doing absolutely nothing. Every minute you waste is a lash on your own back. It is a way of saying, I do not deserve to succeed, so I will ensure that I fail. You watch the sun go down and feel a bitter satisfaction in knowing you squandered another day. It is a perverse sense of control. If you cannot be perfect, if you cannot erase the failure of the past, then you will destroy the future before it even has the chance to hurt you again. You are terrified of trying and failing, so you refuse to try at all. This is the logic of the traumatized mind. It is a defensive maneuver, a fortress built of wasted hours and missed opportunities. You tell yourself you are lazy, but laziness is a lack of desire. You have an abundance of desire, which is exactly why it hurts so much. You want to be better, you want to be capable, you want to be at peace. But the gap between who you are and who you want to be is filled with the debris of your past failures, and you are too afraid to walk across the bridge. The irony is that this punishment does not make the pain go away, it only makes it fester. The more you waste time, the more you fall behind. The more you fall behind, the more evidence you have that you are not good enough. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy, a closed loop of misery that you have authored with meticulous care. You look in the mirror and you do not see a person, you see a monument to lost potential. You see the tired eyes of someone who is sick of themselves, someone who is holding their own breath waiting for a release that never comes. You are overthinking every movement, every word, every choice, analyzing the autopsy of your own failures until there is nothing left to examine. And yet, you cannot stop. You are addicted to the pain because it is the only thing that feels real. It is the only thing that connects you to the version of yourself you think you deserve to be, the one who is small, the one who is guilty, the one who is stuck. Sometimes you think about breaking the cycle. You imagine yourself waking up early, drinking coffee while the world is still quiet, and actually building something, actually living. But then the guilt rears its head, a cold, sharp blade. It tells you that you are not entitled to that peace. It reminds you of the person you let down, the bridge you burned, the standard you failed to uphold. And you retreat back into the shadows. You sink back into the chair. You reach for the phone. The cycle resets. You are drowning in a shallow pool of your own making, and the worst part is that you know you could stand up if you really wanted to. But standing up requires facing the reality of who you are, and for now, you would rather hide in the dark, stealing your own time to keep the ghosts at bay. You have been running so fast away from your past that you have tripped over your own feet and are now lying face down in the dirt, refusing to get up. You have curated a life of stagnation because growth is too vulnerable, too open to the risk of repeating the agony of what came before. You are not a lazy person, you are a wounded one. You are a person who has taken on the role of the judge, the jury, and the executioner, and you have sentenced yourself to a life of perpetual waiting. Waiting for the guilt to fade, waiting for the shame to dissolve, waiting for the permission to be human again. But the realization that finally breaks through the numbness is this: the person you are punishing is the only one who can forgive you. The person who stole the time is the only one who can give it back. You are the architect of your own prison, which means you are also the only one who holds the key. You have been waiting for someone else to come and save you from yourself, but there is no one coming. The silence in the room is not an absence of sound, it is the presence of your own choice. You are allowed to stop. You are allowed to be imperfect. You are allowed to walk out of the room, even if the ghosts are still whispering in the hallway. The tragedy was never that you failed. The tragedy was that you thought you had to stop living because of it. You are the prison you are trying to escape. You are the key you are afraid to turn.